Greetings, fellow Arrow fans. Well, look at Arrow Season 3 now continues on with The Magician. Ooh. Moments after Nissa arrives asking about Sarah, she admits that Sarah had come due to the League of Assassins, and Oliver begins to tell her about Sarah, but she's able to guess for herself the truth. Oliver apologizes, and Nissa asks if it was an arrow. Nissa then asks where Sarah's body and upon learning about the location, Nissa leaves. Oliver heads out to meet Thea, but he is a bit late. Thea tells him that she's going to bring back the foundry from Queen Consolidated. Oliver asks if she's seeing someone, asks why she's different. She hedges, however. In the flashbacks, Oliver is following a target who was claimed to be a terrorist. He doesn't like that being Waller's hired gun. Laurel is standing in front of her sister's grave when Nissa walks up. Laurel greets her in surprise as Nissa walks forward and begins speaking to the grave. Laurel tells her that Sarah died with arrows in her chest and then blames Nissa and her father for Sarah. Nissa tells her how she found Sarah and loved her. Nissa then tells her that the jacket was a gift for Sarah and how she isn't fit to wear it. Roy is following Nissa and she stops at an abandoned home. Roy texts Oliver the address. He shows up and learns that the place Nissa is at was Sarah's safe house. Oliver spots the can and comments how it was Sarah's favorites. Oliver learns that Sarah was chasing after rumors of Malcolm being alive. Heading to the foundry, Nissa talks to Roy, Oliver, and Diggle. Nissa reveals that Moira had informed the League that Malcolm was alive. Sarah found Merlin and had a blank piece of paper in her boot. Nissa then asks for an open flame, reveals the paper was written in ghost ink. Then reveals that Sarah consulted her father to help a grounded person named Jansen. Laura reports his father at work and begins to talk about Sarah. However, she doesn't tell him that Sarah is dead, but gets the information. Nissa followed, and so they both get the information. That night, Oliver, Roy, Dick, and Nissa head to the location, a monastery established by Kenzie Jansen, a Buddhist monk whom Malcolm helped to prevent from being deported to China. Nissa splits from the team immediately, whilst everyone else splits up separately. Nissa found someone she thought was Jansen, but it was in fact Malcolm, as Jansen was dead. Malcolm sets off a gas bomb and rushes off. Oliver shoots an arrow at him, but he just smirks and rushes off. Oliver returns to the foundry and tells Laurel what happened. Laurel wants Oliver to kill Merlin, but he refuses. Nissa goes off after Laurel. Oliver then sends Roy to go watch Thea. Oliver then leaves to look at the streets as Diggle uses the program Felicity wrote. In flashbacks, Oliver remembers how he killed a man in Hong Kong. He also removes a USB from the man. Nissa tells Laurel that she understands and loves Sarah too. Laurel tells Nissa that she needs to get Merlin no matter what. Roy approaches Thea upstairs, who was hard at work. He offers to help her out as friends and former co-workers. Diggle sends Oliver to where Merlin is supposedly hiding. However, the place is empty as Malcolm figured out his trick. He asks him to meet him elsewhere in public without their masks, alone. Oliver heads there and looks around. He doesn't spot Malcolm right away. Malcolm looks up and tells Oliver that the Ratio Ghoul planted a bounty on his head. He said it came back because of Thea, who he had protected during the siege. He claims to have kept his distance from Thea since then. Malcolm then swears on Thea's life that he is not Sarah's killer before walking away. Oliver meets up with Thea and asks her if she is okay. She agrees and tells her that he learned what Moira must have been talking about. Thea lies about who saved her the night of the siege and tells her that Malcolm is alive. He asks if she's okay. Nissa heads to the foundry and learns that Malcolm swore on his daughter's life. He then admits that Thea is Malcolm's daughter, angering Nissa. She rushed off to go kill Malcolm. Years ago, Oliver returns to found that it was just him and his handler. He didn't like that he had to kill that. He didn't like that he had to kill that day. Oliver notices the son playing on the computer and has to use it. He has to use it instead of trying his family. Checks what he got from the dead person. Roy and Thea leave the club when Nissa shows up and tranks Roy. Nissa then says that she's there for Thea, not him. Malcolm is in his apartment when he wonders if Thea is there. He then notices purple smoke from a distance. He then rushes off. Oliver learns via Diggle and Laurel about how to find Thea and Malcolm. Thea threatens Nissa. The arrow cuts Thea free, and they begin to fight as Thea rushes off. Malcolm then shows up and shoots at them so as to clear up the matter. Nissa doesn't care and ends up getting caught. Malcolm tells Nissa that he thought it was her father who killed Sarah, as Oliver won't shoot. Malcolm then begins to walk away, but Oliver aims at him. He then decides not to kill him. Returning to the foundry, Nissa punches Oliver as Oliver tells them that Malcolm didn't kill Sarah. Oliver then tells Nissa that the League can't go after Malcolm while he is in Starling. Nissa walks away, pissed off. Felicity then returns from Central City. In Hong Kong, Oliver tells Amanda that he saved the airline. Oliver then admits that he knew Friars worked for Amanda. Amanda is pissed and Oliver threatens to release the files if she goes after the man's family. Oliver then learns that he had saved a woman 2 years before and wanted to know why. Laurel's working out of the gym when Nissa approaches her. Laurel tells her that it kills her that he's still out there. Nissa tells her that Laurel is now strong, something she would have said in the cemetery. Quentin tries calling Sarah and gets her voicemail. He tells the voicemail he was worried about her and loved her. Oliver approaches Thea at the club and found her cleaning. Oliver then tells her he would always check on her. Roy walks up and Oliver leaves. Thea then says that cleaning was kind of zen. He then apologizes for not stopping the woman. Thea compliments his moves, then she gives him the job of assistant manager, the job being purely platonic. Thea then walks away to take a call. It was Malcolm calling to check on her. Nissa returns to League headquarters and Nanda Parbat and tells her father Ra's al Ghul that Malcolm is alive. She admits that Sarah is dead and appears to be Malcolm's work. Ra's then tells Nissa that due to Oliver's protection, he is now at war with the League. Dun dun dun. Alright, so let's take a look at some trivia surrounding this episode. The episode's title references Malcolm Murray's nickname in the League of Assassins. This episode takes place after the events of Going Rogue, prior to Felicity's return towards the end of this episode. Nissa's advice for Laurel to turn her hips, since where power comes from, is the same advice Oliver gave Diggle and Burned. And now finally, let's take a look at a goof. The Grand Jewel Cafe where Oliver and Thea talk has CC Jitters labeled on its coffee cups. Weird. So overall, I think this episode is kind of interesting, and yeah, we're definitely building towards something big here with, Ra's al Ghul and Nissa and League of Assassins and whatnot, so yeah. So overall, I give The Magician 3 arrowheads out of 5. Anyway, tune in as we take a look at the next episode, The Secret Origin of Felicity Smoke. So, until then, in the words of Oliver Queen, you have failed this city.